I have here is a GE washing machine, and it overflows or continues to fill no matter what you set the load selector size on. So there's a problem with it sensing when it's full of water and it won't stop filling, it just overflows. We're going to go ahead and see about fixing that. So let's get started. The first thing I have to do to get inside the control panel is remove the top 4 screws that hold the control panel on. There's 4 of them here. It'll either be a Phillips screwdriver or a Torx, like a T15 size. So depending on how old your model is, it can have either or. Anyways, after you removed all these screws, you'll be able to open the panel. And the reason I'm going into the panel is because I want to look at the hose and the switch. The switch is right behind this knob on the other side of the panel. There's a pressure hose that goes to it. And that pressure hose is usually the problem when it won't stop filling with water. And I can see already that's a problem on this particular one. Here's the pressure switch, and I've already unplugged it, and I should have said that at the beginning, but always unplug your electrical appliances before you do any kind of work on them. Here's the switch. Here's the pressure hose, and it's just sitting there. It goes on the nipple. Turn this where you can possibly see it. You can see there's a little nipple right there. That's what the hose goes on to. So all I have to do to fix this one is reattach that hose and it'll probably be okay. So I'm just going to slide that little clear looking hose back onto the nipple there where it came off. When you're doing this, make sure you're very careful around these edges. All the edges on the inside of these machines are sharp and they will cut you very badly if you're not careful. So now that I've got this hose back on, it had probably gotten pulled off when the machine was being moved. That's usually how they come off. This has little slots that these little pegs go into. I'm just going to slide them back in and then close the cabinet back over. Reinstall the screws. And I've already got them off of here to make this video shorter. And it should be good to go. That's one reason that this thing can fail. The other reason is the other side of that hose that goes on the side of the tub could have come off as well. So I'm going to show you how to get in there and check that hose. Okay, to get inside the inside of this where the hose is on the other end is connected to the side of the tub, you have to open this panel. And you can use a flat blade screwdriver. What I use is a flat blade, pretty stiff putty knife along with the screwdriver. And there's in this seam right here, there's a clip about 3.5 or 4 inches on from each corner. Push in on the clip, and then lift up on the top. And that bottom, this front panel will slip out. Do the same over here. Now actually you can just push in on it, sometimes it'll come right open. Very simple. The reason I need to take this front panel off, on the bottom it just has 2 slots and 2 little levers there, or hinges. I have to take that off so I can remove these screws here so the top can open. Those screws look like they're 1/4 inch, so let me grab a 1/4 inch. Yep. Okay, now that I got my 1/4 inch, I'm just going to remove these 2 screws. I'm going to be honest with you, on a lot of these it's at the back and you have to open the top to see where the hose goes, but on this one it's right here at the front. So we'll go ahead and take these screws off so you can see how the top opens in case you need to get yours on the back. Okay, now that I got the 2 screws there removed, this top panel will just come right off. Okay, And then if the hose was at the back, you'd be able to see it and get to it and do what you need to do there. You can also access the lid switch assembly by doing this as well. But what we're mainly interested in is this hose. The other end of this clear hose is attached right here. So it wasn't the problem down here. Let me give you a close-up of that. Okay, here's the close-up. I moved the camera so I could get to this side of the machine here. You can see the hose goes right here onto this box. All it does is when the water fills up, it puts pressure into that hose, and then of course this operates off of pressure, and it knows each level, whatever you set it on, will however much pressure it needs to stop at that level. So this is the other end of it. On this particular machine, it was attached. It was loose up here. So that's how you check the hose and fix it if that's a problem on the machine. And I'm going to show you how to put this top back on. You need to have this already with the 4 screws removed. It's much easier to leave this panel up and out of the way. And to get this top back in, on the sides, there's a little slot right here. This piece here goes into here, and another one right here goes into here. There's a line of little slots with pegs, and then slide it in place. So let me get it lined up. Okay, and it just slid right back. And it looks good everywhere. And then you can go ahead and attach the 2 screws on the front. Knock that out real quick. Okay, now that those are reinstalled, take that front panel, and at the bottom where the little hinges are, just set the slots right on the hinges. And when you go to tilt it forward, there's little pegs on both sides here to line up with the holes on the panel. They should be pretty close anyways. Just maybe lift it a little bit or what have you, but make sure they're all lined up. Once they're all lined up, snap it in place. The last part of installation on this, again, align these tabs from the control panel with the slots on top of the top panel. Put them in and just set it back in place, and then reinstall the 4 screws. That's how you put it back together.